Shalom, family. Welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV. It's your brother, Priest Danyaahla, Lions of Israel, Maccabees Alliance Council, with another video. Today, we're going to deal with the government shutdown. I call this video The Faces of the Government Shutdown. Jacob's troubles are real. That's the name of the video. Jacob's troubles are real. Now, I tried to go live and do this video a little while ago. Of course, YouTube would not allow me to play the videos live. So I apologize for those technical difficulties, brothers and sisters. It is what it is. That's why I started Maccabees TV 2. If you have not already subscribed, the link is in the description box. It will be at the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe to Maccabees TV 2 because I'll toggle back and forth between both channels. But let's get right down into this. This is from MSN.com. Do you brothers and sisters see this madness right here? Do you see the title of the video, the article? It says, Federal judge, government employees can't refuse to work unpaid during partial shutdown. If you are a federal employee and you are not being paid, the judge said you cannot not work. You cannot refuse to not work. Brothers and sisters, that is called slavery. When you work and you're not compensated for your work, that is called slavery. America purportedly was founded on Judeo-Christian values. So they say. So they say, right? But in reality, America doesn't follow anything that the Bible says at all. Because the Bible says if a man works, you're supposed to pay him. That's in the Bible. Let's read this article and see what we find. Okay, this is on MSN.com. We'll just read a few of the paragraphs and then get right on. This is not going to be a long video. A federal judge on Tuesday ruled that government employees who have been deemed essential can't refuse to work without pay during the partial shutdown. U.S. District Judge Richard Leon denied a temporary restraining order that would have either forced the government to pay workers or allow them the option to refuse to work while not receiving pay. Leon ruled that such an order would incite chaos and was against the public interest since it is unclear how many workers would choose to still go to work without pay. He also said it would put the safety of the public in jeopardy. So this judge is not concerned about the chaos that's going on in someone's personal life. And what would that chaos be? If you're not getting paid, you're going to fall behind on your bills. What happens when you fall behind on your bills? They start adding late fees to the bill. So now you're paying more than you would have paid had you had the money to pay your bill. And now if every bill, your light bill, your phone bill, your this bill, your that, your heat, electricity, right? If they add late fees on to all those things, that can translate into even hundreds of dollars, right? In addition, if you have a credit card payment due, if you have a car payment due, if you have a mortgage due, what happens with that when you don't make your payments on time? That affects your credit score. And that affects you being able to do things in the future because your credit score done went down. And it's easy for your credit score to go down, but it's hard for it to go up. See, everything is rigged against you. But they're not concerned with the chaos that's going on in someone's personal life. They're more concerned with themselves. Okay? Then he said it's unclear how many workers would choose to still go to work without pay. How about none of them? Anybody with sense would not go to work if they're not getting paid. Period. Okay, let's continue reading. Next paragraph. It says the ruling comes after the judge consolidated 3 cases making similar claims on the grounds that the government was violating the Constitution in forcing employees to work without pay. The 3 lawsuits come from the National Treasury Employees Union, National Air Traffic Controllers Association, and a group of 5 federal workers. The plaintiffs in the case argued that, let's go back up, I went a little too far. The plaintiff in the case argued that forced to work without pay is against the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. So the plaintiffs in the case said exactly what I said earlier. Them having to go to work for no pay is tantamount, is the same as slavery. That's what it is. They also asked that the judge prevent them from being retaliated against for not showing up, which means being fired for not showing up to work, and ask them to allow workers the ability to find other means of income while they're not being paid, which is a reasonable request. So these employees are saying, look, if we're not getting paid over here while the government is shut down, we're asking for the right to be able to go to find some work, whatever it is, in order for us to pay our bills so that our personal lives don't fall into chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, you know and I know that is a reasonable request, but that request was denied. That's how evil this is. Let's continue. It says, the National Treasury Employees Union also argued that by promising workers back pay, the Trump administration was violating the appropriations clause since they're promising to spend funds that haven't been appropriated. Right, because the budget thing was still in the works of being passed through the House of Representatives. That was still in the works. So funds for different particular departments and arms and branches of the government weren't even allocated yet. So you're not even sure that your particular branch of the government, listen good, they're not even sure that their particular branch of government is going to be allocated enough funds for this coming year to be able to pay the workers that's already there. So somebody could still be shortchanged down the road if the funds are not sufficient. This is crazy. Let's continue. It says the judge sympathized with the plaintiffs, but immediately said he had to weigh the interests of the public as well as federal workers. He added that the judiciary branch is dealing with its own hardships as a result of the shutdown, but said he did not want the courts to be a factor in the ongoing debate about funding the government. The judiciary is not another source of leverage, Leon said. That is evil personified. Plain and simple, nothing less. Let's check this video out.
If I don't have my
I want you guys, brothers and sisters, to listen to this carefully. I'm going to stop it and play a few things back. Let's really soak in what's being said here. Pay attention.
By the first of next month, I would be evicted automatically. I can't even go to my family. Mr. McConnell, my family is with federal government. 5 people in my family is furloughed.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all hear that? She said, and it's on your screen because they have the caption there as well so you can see it. This is from the Washington Post, by the way. She said, I'm furloughed, right? I'm having financial problems. I'm about to be evicted. I cannot go to my family because 5 members of my family are also federal employees and they are all furloughed too. So this is one family. One family, 5 different households or 5 different people are furloughed. So the trickle-down effect is that can affect dozens of people. If all 5 of these people that are furloughed all have their own households and have children, the trickle-down effect from these 5 people could affect 25 people. You see what I'm saying? And you multiply that by all the people that are laid off that are going through these same problems, and you have a lot of chaos that's happening right now. A lot. And the main people being affected by this, brothers and sisters, is us. I did another video on Maccabeestv 2, which I'm going to put in the description box. I'm also going to put the link at the end of the video where they show you that the people that have federal contracts, because right now I'm dealing with federal workers. I know I'm kind of sidebarring, but the people that have federal contracts, that work for companies with federal contracts, they're not getting paid when the government opens back up, period. See, these federal workers, they have to wait to see how the money is appropriated, and they could get paid. They will eventually get paid. But people that work for companies that have federal contracts, because they're not really federal employees, they work for somebody that has a federal contract, they are not getting paid, period. And the article said that the majority, I think it was 70% of the people that work with federal contracts is our people, so-called blacks and Hispanics. So this is on a major level that's going on with our people. So while some of us in the truth, while we sit around and argue night and day, night and day, night and day, this is going on. This is going on. And we got to talk about this stuff. And we all know that we be out in the highways and the byways teaching and warning our people about this stuff, and they walk by like they don't hear us. They don't hear us. But some of them is going to hear us now. Let's go.
I brought in my bills that's past and overdue because of the shutdown, and I'm asking him today to either clear this shutdown or pay my bills.
She's asking Senator Mitch McConnell, a Republican, okay, probably an honorary Klansman, for God's sakes, She's asking him to either clear the shutdown or to help pay her bills. He's going to do neither because he don't care about you or your people, which is us. He don't give a damn about you. You so-called blacks and Hispanics that have trust in the system, something is wrong with you, man. Something is wrong with you. The scriptures tell us, man, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and multitudes of mountains. I'm paraphrasing. Truly the Most High is our salvation. The hills and mountains represent the governments on this earth. We're looking for them to deliver us and help us and save us. And they don't give a damn about us. You see? Listen.
So me and my family can have a roof over our head. I've been to the pawn shop, pawned all my jewelry.
Did y'all hear that? I'm stopping it because you can read the caption because I really want y'all to see what's happening here. She said that she'd been to pawn shops and pawned all of her jewelry. Now listen, let's be real for a second. If you from the hood like I'm from the hood, you done known that, well, okay, I'll speak for myself, right? I don't know how it is in every state. Here in the Bronx, well, in the Bronx, I live in the Bronx, you have pawn shops, right? Now, the pawn shop gives you two options, right? You can put your jewelry in and get a loan of money from them based on what they deem your jewelry to be valued. And of course, you understand that they always undervalue what the jewelry is worth. They undervalue what the jewelry is worth, right? But they'll give you a loan, right? So let's just say that you put a chain in the pawn shop. You might have paid $1,000 for the chain. They're going to give you about $400, a $400 loan. And they're going to put the chain for a certain amount of days. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep it, right? And you got to go back in and you got to pay them that $400 back they lent you plus interest. So you might have to go back and pay them $500. That's the way that works. And you know who's doing that in the hood? The so-called Jews. That's who's doing it in our community, the so-called Jews. And who's in there pawning their stuff? Black people, so-called Hispanic people, our people. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. You see what I'm saying? Now, the other option is you can actually pawn your jewelry, meaning that you know damn well that you're not going to be able to get it back out once they give you the money. So you can just pawn it and that's just it. So if you paid $1,000, you're walking out of there with $400 if you're lucky, and that's that. Oh, by the way, if you do the loan option, they give you a certain amount of time to get your jewelry back, right? And if you don't get your jewelry back in that amount of time that they give you, then you asked out. Now this thing happened to me when I was young, right? I put something on, I put it in there because I needed some money. And at the time, I didn't, my job couldn't cover my bills. I needed some money. I put something in there, and I didn't come back in time to get the piece. It was a medallion. I didn't come back in time to get the piece out in time that they gave me. So guess what happened to the medallion? I saw that bad boy in the window, and they were selling it, right? And they were selling it for more than they gave me for it. So in other words, let's just say I paid $1,000. I went in and pawned it. They gave me $400. I didn't have to come up with the money I was supposed to pay them back in time. So they sold it to me. You know what I'm saying? They sold it, and it's in the window for $800. So they're making a $400 profit. That's what's happening. You know how hard it is for our people to do something like this? You know how hard it is for our people to pawn their stuff, especially a so-called black woman? You got to really be down on your luck. This is where we're at right now. Okay, let's go.
And stuff. I have one more item left. It's my ring, and I'm trying to hold on to it. I'm not asking for you to give me a handout. I'm asking you to give me my job back. Everything is gone. Everything's taken away. The shutdown has cost me everything.
All right, shutdown has cost her everything. Let's go to the next video. Next one. Right. Start from the beginning.
Hi, how are you? Are you here for the event?
We have been overwhelmed by the response to this hiring fair.
I did. Okay, then step straight through there and they will at your consent. Thank you. Okay.
We have a continual need for subs every day in Fairfax County schools, and so this is really an opportunity, something that benefits the school system, but we also know benefits our neighbors in need. We know.
So now, remember in the article, we read that in the case, the plaintiffs were saying and asking the judge if he would allow them to be able to take other jobs while they're not being paid for their federal jobs, right? And this is one of the jobs that people that work for the federal government are doing, or also people that are under federal contracts are doing. They're going and they're doing substitute teacher work in school. Like when a teacher calls out, they'll call you up and they'll be like, listen, can you cover this teacher for a day? I'll pay you such and such and such and such. This is one of those jobs. Check this out.
Know that a paycheck is important for everybody, and we want to be able to provide that paycheck right now for our federal workers in need. And this is an opportunity for us to let you know that we care about you and what you do every day to serve our community. And this is the least that we can do, is to provide an opportunity. You are going to be the fastest substitute teachers ever hired in Fairfax County. And it's really, frankly, a real opportunity for us to have people of your high quality coming into our classrooms to be role models for kids.
I have been furloughed since December 22nd, 2018.
I want y'all to listen. She says she's been furloughed since December 22nd, 2018. Listen.
I've actually been looking for part-time jobs anywhere that I can find them. I even tried driving for Uber, but Uber is so saturated right now. There's pretty much no work. I don't know how long the furlough is going to be. And like everybody else, I have bills to pay, and I want to be proactive just in case it goes a lot longer than it has gone so far.
Okay, so now she said she went and looked for part-time work, and she couldn't find any. Then it says she went and tried to do Uber, but guess what? Everybody else that's furloughed, that's not, guess what they're doing? They're doing Uber. So guess what? She's not making no money. It's oversaturated. This is what's going on. You see what I'm saying? While our people are arguing about R. Kelly, right? And the Israelites are doing this too. Supposed to have knowledge. And while we're on Facebook and YouTube having 500 comment arguments about stuff that's not relevant to nothing, real stuff is happening in the real world. This is prophecy, brothers and sisters. This is prophecy, okay? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick, right? Real quick. Let's do this together. Live. Let's do this together. Watch this. Check this out. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 5. Right to the point. So let's say the door. See that? Now, that's what we're seeing. When the sound of grinding is low, grinding is industry, jobs, work. Low, meaning it's hard to find. And he or she shall rise up at the voice of the bird, meaning early in the morning, to go looking for work. And there's none. There's none. There's none. That's the point. That's the point. Let's go back. I don't want this video to be too long. We'll go through the rest another time. Let's go back.
Job now would just mean a little bit more security. You can depend on your savings, but once that runs out, you're going to need to fall back on something. So as long as I know I can put food on the table, put gas in my car, take care of my mortgage, even with whatever I can do, it'll mean a lot to me.
I've been furloughed since the furlough started. So to walk in here and see all these people, I was fortunate. And everyone in here just lets me know that it's affecting a lot of people. It affects my psyche. Just the uncertainty of where we're going as a country, as a federal government.
And I want to say something. And, some things you just got to speak truthful and honestly. So if you're offended, then you just offended, right? Because everything can't be just, sugar and spice all the time. A lot of our women, you black women, not you good and righteous sisters, but a lot of you sisters that have that certain spirits on you, this is going to hit you harder than anything else. I can do it all by myself. I don't need a man. I don't need a husband. I don't want nobody telling me. You're going to feel this more than anybody else. You're going to feel this more than anybody else, man. The scriptures tell us in the book of Isaiah 32, a man shall be as a hiding place, man. He's going to be as a hiding place. When this thing it's going to get bad out here, man. It's going to get bad. When people are not working, guess what happens? Guess what goes up? Crime goes up when people are not working. When people are hungry, they go out and commit crimes. If they have to feed their family, they'll be willing to go out and commit a crime to do that thing. And you know who Jake is going to rob? Jake. We're going to rob us. We're going to hurt us. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of our sisters are going to be disproportionately affected by that thing. You know? That's why the scriptures tell us in Isaiah 32, rise up, ye women that are at ease, man. Because the time is coming where you being at ease in America is gonna go the way of the birds. It's gonna be gone. Okay? Because we're in that time right now. The Most High is bringing us down because some of our people, the Most High have to bring them down into the dust for them to listen to this truth. The majority of our people is not going to listen to this truth, but some people that are affected by this are going to actually wake up to the truth through this affliction. That's why it's so important to go out in the streets. While y'all talk about, oh, you brothers do is stay on the corner and curse at the white man. You never been around my camp. For the ones of you, the dummies that say that. You've never been around my camp. First of all, we don't even go down to Midtown Manhattan. Now, shout out and props to the brothers that go down to Midtown Manhattan and Times Square 44. Shout out to them brothers. They're doing a great work down there. But we teach in the hood. Where we teach at, there's 4 different projects that surround the shopping area where we teach. You see what I'm saying? And some of our brothers and sisters that live in that community are federal workers and are being affected by this. And other places where the brothers teach. So this is going to touch people. The Most High is trying to get our people's attention, especially the elect. He's trying to get your attention. And this is one of those ways, man. And the Most High is also showing us exactly how America really feels about us. The Most High is showing us where we are in a stage of prophecy. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. That's why everybody made a video about R. Kelly, but I didn't. I have a lot to say about that. I do have a lot. And I probably will do something on that in the future, right? But I didn't do one right away because everybody's doing something about that. We got to talk about this. Because while we're distracted with that, and that's an issue. That is an issue, right? What he did is an issue. It's horrible. It's disgusting. But where's the balance? Let's watch one more video. Let's start at the beginning.
I'm in trouble here. This thing is a national disaster. I don't need a damn wall out here. I need my money so that I can plant my crop on time and finish harvesting. My name is John Boyd. I'm a 4th-generation farmer from Baskerville, Virginia, and I've been farming in Mecklenburg County since 1983. He's lost, and these are the soybeans. See that? You know, in 2012, I was selling soybeans out of these very fields for $16 a bushel. And today, the soybeans on my combine is going to only sell for $8 a bushel if I can sell them. People, that's a reduction in half. So I'm losing half of my profit. And we have this president that's playing footsie. I'm facing the lowest prices in 20 years for my grain because of the president's tariffs. The president promised relief to soybean farmers like myself to the tune of $1.65 a bushel.
Now, I don't know this brother, so I'm not casting no aspersions, but I wonder. He's mentioning a campaign promise that Donald Trump made to farmers. I'm just wondering if this brother voted for Trump based on, because he is a farmer, and that was a promise that Trump made to farmers. I'm wondering if this brother voted for Trump thinking that, you know, Trump was going to do something, you know, for farmers like himself. And now he's, you know, finding out the hard way that America makes promises all the time, but they don't keep. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people have to find out the hard way. I'm not saying that's what happened, but as I'm watching this, that's just what popped into my mind. This brother might have voted for this dude based on that. Well, guess what? Now you don't woke up to see what time it really is. Let's go.
And that $1.65 a bushel I have yet to receive, and I need that $1.65 a bushel to plant my wheat and harvest my soybeans today. Because of the president's government shutdown, I cannot get my check from the United States Department of Agriculture. We're talking between $13,000 and $15,000, roughly $15,000. But guess what? If the check was there today, I can't get it because the government is closed for business for people like me. So when I don't get this $1.65 a bushel, people, I'm in the red. I'm going to go as far as my pocketbook will allow me to travel. I really don't know what lies past tomorrow.
Now I can tell you one thing. Right? If he goes into the red and has to sell his farm, this is the same person that they're gonna tell him, go get a job, pick yourself up by the bootstraps, and make something of yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what America tells our people, man. And our people, for the most part, black people are not shiftless and lazy and just want to grow up and be drug dealers and stuff like the way the media portrays us. That's not 100% accurate. You have a segment of us that have that mindset that's lost. But a lot of our people, for the most part, they want to work and take care of their families and pay their bills and live in peace. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures tell us in the book of Genesis that Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Like how people are content, sometimes too content. That's why the Most High is doing these things. They become too content. But for the most part, the point is, our people are content just to work, pay their bills, and live their life, and that's it. They're content with that. You see? And what happens is a lot of times when situations like this goes down, people are going to wind up losing their jobs. People get driven into poverty. This is how people become homeless, right? They become homeless because of stuff like this. And then somebody's going to tell them, get up and get a job. But you don't know how they became homeless. You see? So it's a lot of things on a lot of levels, brothers and sisters. I just want to share this with y'all. Like I said, I did a sister video to this on Maccabeestv 2, which I'm going to put in the description box. And at the end of this video right now. With that, I say peace and safety. The water to the brothers and sisters that came on the live. I apologize for the technical difficulties. That's why I'm pre-recording this. I really had to take some time to sit down and figure out what's going on with my channel and my live streaming options when I want to play videos. But with that, this is your brother, Priest Danyaahla, Alliance of Israel, Maccabees Alliance Council. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Subscribe to all the Maccabees channels, Maccabeestv, Maccabeestv 2. Support our sisters of the Maccabees. And hey, if you need to reach me, 877-53-LIONS, 877-53-LIONS. You can also reach me on my website, Wake Up Jacob, the number 12. Wake Up Jacob, the number 12.com. This is your brother. I'll see some of y'all in ATL next week. Most High will. Shalom, family.